Hi friends, my name is Debbie Abel and today we're gonna be painting this cute village. I found this picture on Pinterest and I thought it was cute enough to give it a try and try to paint it. So let's jump in and get started. We're gonna start off by putting a building in our paper. This is 100% cotton paper and I'm using professional paint from Paul Rubens. And we're gonna start off by putting our buildings. So we're gonna start off by putting the light blue on this part of the building. We're just gonna go around the frame, the door frame, and fill in. Very simple, nothing complicated. And you can also put it on the trees or this kind of bushes. It doesn't matter because it's gonna give us more dimension for the trees. It's gonna be just fine. It's very light color, so it doesn't make a big change. For the pink building, we're gonna add our pink and very light on the color, lots of water, not too much pigment. I would say 80% water, 20% color. We wanna go light and we're gonna build up our layers, and you can always add more color, and it's hard to remove the color. So you always start light and then you move your way up to different value. So we're gonna fill in all the area where you see all the pink. Really simple. This is not gonna be a realistic painting. I don't paint like that. I take a reference photo and I make it my own. If you want, you can try to use the exact same colors. I don't like stress. I like to paint, free and loose. So I try to get as close as I can, but I'm not trying to pick the exact same thing. So we're gonna put some of the pink on this part of the wall. That's where the bush is. And also this part on top. We're gonna get this wet and then we're gonna drop off some of the pink, and just the tip of your brush, nothing crazy. This is gonna spread and bleed a little bit, and that's what we want. We will also be adding some of the green, medium green, light green, and darker green, and we will go back to it. We're gonna let that dry for a little bit. We're moving to the right side with an orange building. Very light on the color. Again, we want to go light. You can always build up the colors. And we're gonna wet this area and put some of our pink for the pink bushes. You can also change the colors of your buildings if you want. If you don't like the colors that the picture has, that's perfect. You can make it your own. This is your painting, so you put the colors that you love and enjoy. I'm just following the reference photo, but it's okay if you change the colors. We're just gonna go around the frames for the doors, the frames for the windows, and we're mixing some more of the orange. I'm just gonna go ahead and add some more color to this. And it's okay if it blends a little bit with your bushes. It's perfectly fine. It's not gonna make a big deal. Just go around. Make sure you keep the white. Do not put no paint on it. We will go back to it and we will be adding a little bit of color to our white. We don't want to be completely paper white. We want to have a little bit of a color. We're moving to the center, and for this one, I'm just using my gamboge and very light on the color. I added a little bit of cadmium yellow, but really, just a simple touch, not too much. A lot of water. Remember, we want to make sure it's nice and light. And we're just gonna go to this center building, and we're just adding this nice color. Don't forget about the balcony. We will go back to it and add some more details when everything is dry. But for now, we're just filling in and putting the bushes. So we're gonna add more concentrated color with the pink, and I'm using the permanent rose, and I'm just gonna wet it and put some more color inside. You can also go a little bit on the outside of the bush. That's perfectly fine. It's gonna add more personality to the bush, and it's gonna look even more amazing. You can always add your personal touch. This one, I'm gonna add some of this pink again. I just realized that the left it was more in the purple kind of flowers, but I just realized it now, so I already put the pink, so we're gonna stick to it. If you want, you can add your purple. I don't know if you're gonna be painting at the same time like me, but if you're painted later, make sure you add your purple instead of the pink. And always we start off by putting our water first. First layer is the water for the bush, and then we drop off the pink. And just with the tip of the brush, leave some white spaces or light spaces, and that will be for our green. I added some of the orange for these bushes down here, and we're gonna be putting this other one on top, and that one is just green. So I did the light green, medium green, and then I added the green to the other bushes around me. We're gonna put the little balcony here with some of my gray. This is just the ultramarine blue and a little bit of my burnt sienna. And it's just 50 and 50, lots of water. Now we're gonna put our doors, and I just added a little bit more pigment to it. Not too much water, more color, so it stays a little bit more on the pink side, not pale pink. We're gonna add some more. And if I'm going too fast, don't forget this is the video. You can always pause it, take a breath, get a snack, take a sandwich, whatever makes you feel more comfortable and more relaxed, and then you can always go back to it. Now I'm gonna do my center door, and this one is my sienna and a little bit of gamboge, or you can use yellow ochre. Then we're gonna put our blue one here, and this is my ultramarine blue with a lot of water and very light on the color, not too much pigment. Then I'm using my gamboge on the inside for the windows for this door. Light on the color again, not too much pigment. And then we're gonna do the top door, and this is the exact same color as the one on the right, and we're just gonna place it here. And like I said, it doesn't have to be the exact same colors. I'm pretty close to the colors that we had in the picture, but I mean, you can get as close as you want. You can always match it completely if you want. But for me, this works perfect. This doesn't stress me out. I just like to make my own colors. And then for this door, I'm just using my shadow color, very light, really, really light, lots of water. So I'm just using the ultramarine blue and my brown, and just mix it 50 and 50 and lots of water. And then we're gonna add some more of the beige color to the frame, just to give some more texture to it. And I don't want it to be completely white. I want to have a little bit of color. So please, friends, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I will really appreciate it. Make sure you give it a like. Every time you give it a like, it helps my channel. It helps this video, so other people will be able to watch this and maybe they can learn something they didn't know. That would be amazing. It will make me so happy to teach somebody something new. Now we're gonna put the shadow just on the corner side, on the right hand side. That's where my shadow is gonna be, and it's just the shadow color. Again, it's the ultramarine and my burnt umber. 50%, 50%. We're adding some shadow here under the balcony, as you can see in the reference photo, and we're just trying to blend it. Same on this part here. We're gonna add the shadow, very light. We will be adding some more details when this dries completely, but for now we're just making it easy, simple, nothing complicated. Just putting my shadows. And some of this balcony here also, and we're gonna bring it down a little bit and clean it. Now we're gonna put the shadows for the bushes. That's gonna give more dimension to the bushes, and it's gonna look like they're on top of the building, and the shadow is gonna give like a 3D kind of look, and that's what we want. So we're gonna be adding the shadow to all of our bushes. And I just realized that I moved this bush. It was supposed to be right next to the balcony, but somehow I brought it down. So it's part of my bush with the tree, but it's okay. I made it my own, so it's a little bit different than the reference photo, but it's okay. We're adding some of the colors on the inside of the frame. I don't want them to be this white. I want them to have a little bit of color. I don't want them just pale white. So we're adding some of the shadow. A little bit more here under the balcony, just to give it more a 3D blend a little bit. And then we're gonna add some shadow to this part of the building. It's not getting too much light, so it should be in the darker color. Now we're gonna put this bush here on the top of the building, and this is the sap green, and then I'm using my medium color, which is sap green with ultramarine blue, and just adding some more color to my bushes. So on this part of these bushes, just a little bit, not too much. We don't want to cover all of the layers. And now with my thin brush, I'm making the bars for the balcony. But you can always use a micron if you want. It will give a better look. It will look more like an illustration more than a painting, which I love. Sometimes I do that. I use my micron and I just make it look more like an illustration. It just look completely more put together. I don't know, I just like that. And same on this balcony. They don't have to be perfect, okay? So this is just a balcony. We're not gonna stress about these lines. Just adding some more color to my blue. And then for the road, I'm doing my dry brush technique, just picking up the pigment, and do not add no water, just the paint, and go with your bigger brush. And then we're gonna add some of the bricks. The flat brush is perfect for bricks. It just make it so easy and simple. So make sure you get one of those. And we're just adding the bricks on the road. And then we're gonna add a darker color for the line. I'm using my darker brown and just adding the lines. And then with my thin brush, I'm gonna add the cuts of each brick. Really simple. And I'm just getting some more brown to add more texture to it and some more color. I also did some splatter. It add more texture to the rocks. And then I forgot about that balcony that was hanging in there. And as you can see, I did change the position of the balcony. Somehow, I don't know. Now it's facing sideways, but it works. We're adding some of the frame just with my darker shadow, just to make it pop a little bit more. We are giving more details to it. Let's just make it pop better, I think, in my opinion. And we're just going around. Really simple, nothing crazy. Same on this side. We're putting our lines for the balcony and some of these cement pieces that is holding the balcony. The shadow is going to be on the right hand side, so that's what I was doing, adding some shadow. And then we're going to mark the frames with the same color, just going around and adding the steps. And we're going to do this to every single frame and every single step, just going around, filling in the spot, all of them. And I'm just going really fast, but you can always pause it. I'm just adding some of this gray color for the steps, and then some on this side, not the whole block. You just want to do halfway and give some of the highlight so it looks like steps. Now we're adding some more darker color here to the curb, so it's gonna make a difference between the curb or the edge of the road. Just adding some more texture on my steps. And then we're gonna paint the pots. This is just my sienna. I did it really light, so it's gonna dry light, but you can add more color to it. I forgot to go back to it and add some more colors, so it's gonna be on the light side, but you can always let it dry, and you can always go back to it and add some more color with the sienna. Now I'm adding some of my pink, just more concentrated color to make it pop. It kind of faded away, and I want to bring that pink back to it. So I'm just adding some more concentrated color. And then just making some extra flowers and leaves sticking out. They're not supposed to be perfect. I'm just adding some more orange to some of these areas just to give more pop. Same with the green. Just few touches here and there, not too much, because it's already on the dark side. So then I decided it needed some light green, so I mixed a little bit of my sap green with wash. You can also use acrylic or acrylic markers if you have, and you can use the lighter green in your markers, or your sap green with acrylic or wash. So it's just gonna give us more dimension to our bushes. It's bringing the light back into these bushes, and it's gonna make them look more natural, and that's what we want. We're just going around, really simple. Like I said, I don't complicate myself. I try to paint as simple as possible, and I try to enjoy it as much as I can. So now we're gonna put the trunks for the bushes, and I'm just using my brown. And as you can see, the one in the center is gonna be the thickest, and they get skinny as they go up towards the leaves. We're gonna add some of this bush. And you can put as many as you want. You don't have to go exactly the same as the reference photo. Remember, you make it your own. A little bit more color, and this is just my darker brown. Just adding some shadows in some areas. We don't want to cover the light one. We want to make sure it has light and dark. Then we're gonna add some shadow to the right side of my pots. And I forgot to paint this part of the balcony, so I'm just adding the color to this one. And some of the shadow. Now with my watercolor pencils, I'm adding the lines for the doors. And like I said, you can use your micron, or you can use crayons, or you can use acrylics, markers, anything that is easy for you. Or you can also use watercolor, just more concentrated color. So it will be able to pop on top of the door. I'm just trying to make simple lines. And then we're gonna move to the pink. And the same thing, just making the marks on this door. Just few rectangles or squares. That should do it. And then we're gonna be adding some shadow to the door. Just go around, adding some shadow. The shadow go on top where the frame is, and some of the left hand side. Now, blend this a little bit more, adding some more color. Just a touch more, not too much. And blend it, make sure you blend it. And then I'm adding some more texture with my watercolor pencil. Just go flat on the pencil, and then with your finger you can just kind of blend it so you don't leave no lines. And then we're gonna put the sky. And this is my light blue. Very light on the color, lots of water. We're gonna keep the top with more paint, and then we're gonna clean our brush and just blend it. Go around the buildings. We don't wanna mess up everything we already painted, so just go around. For me, the flat brush is the best way to go. Do not touch the green. We don't wanna move the green color to the sky, and just blend it. Now we're gonna add a little bit more paint just to the top and blend it. Then you wrinkle a paper towel and just put some clouds just by going sideways, sideways, sideways. So pretty much we're doing the final details for now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a like, and I will see you on my next one. Take care, friends. Bye bye for now.